Hi, I'm David and welcome to another video. We are London and Home County Safes, and we're taking a in-depth look at our Endurance 50k range of safes. Please like and subscribe if you want to. Free delivery and free installation on these safes in all the areas that you see below, where it says we cover at the bottom of this banner. Check us out online. Any questions, please get in touch. We're londonsafes.co.uk. The Endurance 50k range comes in 3 sizes, and top left in this picture is the size 1, that's the smallest, and that's sitting on top of the size 2, so that's the middle one, and then to the right is the largest, the size 3. So looking specifically now at the external dimensions of the size 1, so this is the smallest, we have an external height of 287 millimeters, and the width is 435 millimeters, and the depth is 327 millimeters. And that size 1 is sitting on top of the size 2 unit, and the size 2 has an external height of 437 millimeters. It's the same width, in fact they're all the same width, which is 435 millimeters, so all 3 are 435 wide externally, and the depth is 442. So I think you can see that the size 2 is deeper than the size 1. We'll look at the size 3 next. Moving on to the size 3, so the largest in the range. External height 652 millimeters. The width, which is the same as the other 2, is 435 millimeters, and the depth is the same as the size 2, being 442 millimeters. So looking at the construction of the safes, they're all finished in this mottled dark silver finish. The fronts of the safes are cut from one solid slab of 10mm steel that's cut with a laser to form this very tight gap around the door and the door frame. And that makes it very difficult, nigh on impossible, to jam any tooling in there, crowbars or anything into there to try and jemmy it open. All 3 are fitted with a high security electronic lock that also has emergency keys. I'm going to go through the function of that. They all have this aluminium machined turned knob that opens the bolts. The walls of the safes are all double lined, so you have a layer of steel on the outside, a thermal layer of insulation fire retardant on the in the middle, and then another inner layer of steel. Now with the doors open, we'll move in and look at the smallest unit. So all 3 sizes have base fixing, so we would bolt the safe down to the floor or down to whatever's on the base of where you want it fitted, and also rear fitting. These are just rubber bungs that cover the holes, but there's 4 holes in each safe for mounting, which is very important. Moving down to the size 2, you'll see there's your rear fixing holes and there's your base. And as we go over to the size 3, there's your base fixing holes and there's your rear. If you've watched some of my videos, you know how important installation is. Doing it properly, knowing what you're doing, using the right fixings for the right surfaces. That's what we do here at londonsafes.co.uk. Here you can see the 10mm steel door that I was mentioning, that's cut from that one single slab that forms the front of the safe. And you can see the bolt work. So starting with the smallest unit, the size 1, we've got 3 bolts on the side and 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom. We've also got a reinforced rebased rear hinge. And when we move on to the size 2, it's the same arrangement, top bolt, and then 3 down the side, 1 at the bottom, and also the same on the size 3 unit. All 3 units are battery operated, so routinely you use the electronic keypad to open and shut your safe. And then in the emergency, i.e. you forget the code or the battery's gone flat, you've got those keys that come with it. The batteries live inside here, inside the door there. And it's just 4 AA batteries. And that's your emergency key, which is a double bitted high security key. So if I walk you through opening the safe routinely, so we've installed the safe for you and it's in your property. You're going to set your own 6-digit PIN code. The factory default code is 4 zeros. So you'll go over to the keypad, you press clear, and what that does is clear any previous attempts that anyone may have made to open the safe correctly or incorrectly. Key in the number, in this case 6 zeros. And then when I press enter, you're going to hear a little chime. And the OK light comes on. You have a limited time to turn the knob and open the safe. So the knob is operating the bolts. As I turn the knob, you can see it's operating the bolts. If you don't turn the knob while that OK light is on, it's gone off now. The safe has gone back to its default locked position. Okay, so we've got these emergency keys. So let's say you have a brainstorm and you've forgotten the code, or the battery's gone flat and you haven't paid attention to the battery light, which will warn you as you're using the safe that the batteries are losing charge, losing power. You've got these keys. It comes with 2 keys. We suggest that you don't keep them in the same property, that you keep them somewhere else. Split them up and keep one at work or with a loved one, or one somewhere else, so that you can get to them if you need them. And you simply take the key and imagine that the battery is completely dead or you've forgotten the code. You insert it, you turn it. That's now done the job of the keypad. Essentially, it's turned it from an electronic safe into a mechanical safe, and now I can turn the knob. There's no longer that function where you have to do it with the OK light on. I can do it at any time until such time as I lock it, lock the key, remove the key. The safe is now locked again, and then I can go ahead and open the safe electronically, presumably having remembered the code or change the code or change the batteries. With regards to setting your own code, it's a really simple process. It's in the instructions that come with the safe, but on the inside of the door here, there is a small red reset button, and you get a little plastic tool that you pop in there and you follow the process, and you then set your own code. We looked at the external dimensions. Now, while I've got all the doors open, let's have a look at the internals. So on the size 1 here, we have an internal height of 245 millimeters, an internal width of 395 millimeters, and an internal depth of 257 millimeters. That equates to 25 litres of storage capacity. The safe weighs 48 kilograms, and you get that one shelf. Size 2 now, so we have an internal height of 395 millimeters, width internally 395 millimeters, and the depth is now 370 millimeters. That's giving us an internal storage capacity of 58 litres and a weight of 75 kilograms. And you've got again the single shelf. So on the size 2, the shelf is multi-positionable. You can move it up and down. Same with the size 3. You can put it where you want. It's got the little brackets, or you can remove it entirely. On the size 1, the shelf only has the one position, so it can be there or not there. You can remove it if you need, to put something larger or bulky in there. The size 3 internals, we've got a height of 610 millimeters and a width of 395 millimeters, and the depth internally is 370 millimeters. That gives us 89 litres of storage capacity and a weight of 95 kilos, and this gets 2 shelves, so 2 multi-positionable or removable shelves. Going on again about installing the safe and fixings, but if I remove one of these bungs from the safe, you can see these are 14mm recessed fixing holes. It actually got a steel boss that's been welded in to enable us to bolt it down, and that means we can use large heavy bolts, not the little silly bolts that a lot of safes come with. So this doesn't ship with any bolts at all, because we have a multitude of bolts and fixings and anchors that we use to bolt the safes in. So I am planning on a video that I'm working on now on each individual safe, showing what you can fit in the safe, what the kind of things and objects that it will take, paper and folders and things like that. So you'll find that in the video description of this video. There's a link to the product page where you can then click on all 3 individually and see all the details and what have you. Okay, so opinion time. These are excellent safes. Very, very secure, extremely well made and engineered, heavy construction, the right amount of bolt holes ratio for the safe, and they really are superb. Far better than anything on the market up to this rating, I have to say. So Really first class safes. Highly recommend. In fact, I would go as far as to say, I just heard myself on what I just said, that in fact there are safes on the market with a higher rating than this, theoretically, so a higher insurance rating, that are not as good as this, are not as burglary resistant as this, and cannot be bolted in as well as these can into your property, because they have a higher rating and they only put one bolt in the base or one bolt in the rear or one of each, whereas we've got double the amount here. As you know, if you've looked already at some of the stuff that I post, the Bloomsbury safes are very, very highly recommended on our channel, and they have the 4 fixing holes in the base and the 4 fixing holes in the rear. So the Bloomsbury and these Endurances really are, for us, the pinnacle of what you're going to achieve safe-wise at this kind of budget. So hopefully you're going to buy a safe from us, and we're going to come and install it for you. So during the checkout process, if you are doing that, and thank you if you are, there's a number of accessories that you can purchase. So the first one is a automatic light, battery operated, 3 AAA cells, and it's got a little movement sensor, and that pops onto the underside of the top of the safe, and as you open the safe the light comes on, illuminates the contents. Very useful for dark cupboards or wardrobes, things like that, so you can see what's going on in there. Then we have this, which is a flame retardant wallet, so you can put your A4 documents and bits and pieces in there for extra fire protection. We have a carpet base if you want a carpet in the bottom of your safe. As you see, they don't come with one. If you want one, then that's an optional extra. This is a pair of Faraday pouches for putting car keys in. Key cloning theft of cars is very, very common now. You put your keys in here and the people with the dodgy equipment can't pick up the signal in the house to take your car away. And finally we have this dehumidifier box, which you can put inside the safe. It's reusable, you can dry it out on a radiator, absorbs moisture, protects things from condensation, because you can get condensation form inside a big steel box like that. Also useful for keeping firearms dry as well, and these are all recommended accessories for your safe that are available at checkout. So that's it. In summary, we were looking at our Endurance 50k range of safes, available exclusively from London and home county safes, with free delivery and free installation in any of these areas that you see there at the bottom. We're rated excellent on Trustpilot. I had a look actually today, and on Trustpilot we are, if you type in safes into Trustpilot, we are the #1 rated company in the country. People really do like what we do for them, and they're very, very happy with the service start to finish, and the backup service should there be any requirements. londonsafes.co.uk. Any questions, please give us a call. Happy to answer any questions. You can always WhatsApp me a video of your property if you want to see if the safe will go where you've got in mind. It's all confidential, and happy to help. Thanks for watching.
Free delivery and free installation. Your safe will be delivered and professionally installed by one of our own vetted employees who will arrive in an unmarked vehicle. Get in touch online or call us on 0800 711 7892.